Hey everyone, Brian here with Valkerion Gaming, and today I want to talk about a roguelite that caught me completely by surprise, Hellclock. It's got fast-paced action RPG combat, roguelite progression, and get this, a storyline that's been inspired by real historical events. If you're into games like Hades, Diablo, or just enjoy indie titles that do something a little bit different, this might be one that's worth checking out. What really pulled me in wasn't just the gameplay, it was the context. Hellclock uses a real historical event, the Canudos War, an event that happened in late 19th century Brazil as the backbone of its setting. That's not just rare, it's actually really interesting and bold. And for me, as someone who enjoys history and social commentary in games, this was fascinating. I'd never heard of this event, and suddenly I'm reading and learning about it because of a roguelite action RPG. That kind of unexpected inspiration instantly gave the game a lot more weight. It wasn't just another fight your way through hell type of story. It felt tragic and a little bit grounded, thanks to all the reality that surrounded it. At its core, Hellclock is a familiar roguelike loop. You enter a dungeon, fight through procedurally generated zones, collect randomized upgrades, try to survive as long as possible. Structurally, it's similar to Hades, but the moment-to-moment gameplay, that's where it leans into something like Diablo or Path of Exile. You're not relying completely on precise dodging and twitch actions, but you're mostly going for stacking abilities, chaining crowd control, and wiping out hordes of enemies with devastating area of effect combos. It's fast, it's crunchy, and it feels great. And if you're the type of player who really likes watching the damage go up, then Hellclock delivers that in spades. The clock in Hellclock isn't just for show. It's a core gameplay mechanic. You start each run with 7 minutes to live. When the time runs out, you die. It adds urgency to each decision that you make. But here's the twist. You can extend the timer by defeating elite enemies or grabbing upgrades. Or if the pressure really stresses you out, you can disable it entirely in the game's settings. I really like that because the game respects your playstyle. For me though, I kept it on because it was kind of tied to the narrative. It added tension and made each run feel meaningful, especially early on. As you go deeper into each run, you'll collect relics. They give passive buffs with randomized stats. Some might boost for lightning damage, others might add explosions or movement speed. It's not just about getting stronger, it's about finding synergy. You also earn currency that lets you break down or invest in upgrades between runs. This becomes important as you start to tailor builds around certain effects. There's also a persistent skill tree. It gives you more health potions, increases your XP gain, and makes later runs a lot more smoother. It's nothing revolutionary, but it's a welcome progression system that takes some of the edge off of the early grind. And that grind is actually pretty enjoyable. Because each run has the potential to explode into power once you hit the right combo of relics and upgrades, that one more run feeling is really strong in this game. Visually, Hellclock goes for a pretty gritty pixel art style with some stylish effects layered in. It's not overly flashy and it's reminiscent of Hades, but it works, especially considering its darker historical inspiration. The one downside for me though was kind of the music. The game opens with that calm acoustic guitar track, very Diablo vibe. And at first, I was super into it, but as the hours ticked on, I noticed most of the music stayed within that same mellow range. I would have loved a bit more energy and variation to match the chaos on screen. Still, it's atmospheric. It just maybe isn't the kind of soundtrack that'll stick with you after the credits roll. If I had one gameplay complaint, it would be the balance between the acts. The first area feels pretty spot on. You're powerful, you're learning, the enemies go down at a satisfying pace. But when you get into the second area, the enemy health just kind of spikes a lot. I found myself needing very specific builds, the right passives unlocked, the very lucky relic drops, just to keep up with the damage curve. It's not broken or anything, but it definitely felt a little overly punishing. Especially if you're not fully upgraded yet, or you're not really understanding that you really need some synergy with everything together. Luckily, that feeling eases as you invest more into the passive tree and as you stick with certain relics and ability setups. It all just starts paying off. Just expect a bit of an early grind and some trial and error on your path to power. So, is Hellclock worth it? For me, absolutely. The unique historical inspiration gave it an identity I haven't seen in any other roguelite. The blend of Diablo-style action with Hades-style structure works really well. And even with a few bumps in the pacing and soundtrack variety, the core gameplay loop here is just fun. If you're into build crafting, fast action, and games that respect your time, Hellclock is an indie that's worth playing, especially if you like discovering under-the-radar games. I fully recommend Hellclock to anyone who enjoys the genre. It's one of those rare indie titles that brings something new to the table while also delivering what fans love. But that's gonna do it for this one. Thank you for watching. If you played Hellclock, let me know what build you use down in the comments below. If you're still hunting for your next roguelite obsession, this might just be it. Don't forget to like, sub, and check out my other reviews on this channel. I've got plenty more reviews coming in the future, and a good number of them already stacked up that you can check out on the channel. Until next time, stay sharp, keep gaming, and stay cool out there if you're in the heat wave that we're in currently. Here in Japan, it is boiling, so I'm sticking inside, and I'm gonna play an RPG next. I want to play like Expedition or Final Fantasy Rebirth, because I still haven't played those and everyone keeps talking about them. Either way, I'm Brian at Valkerion Gaming, and I hope to see you again next time.